And she identifies two kinds of mindsets about success and achievement. The first is what she calls the fixed mindset. This posits that talent and smarts are innate traits. They're fixed. And basically that success, any kind of success we achieve, just reflects our inborn talent. So someone with a fixed mindset would say, oh, of course I passed the test, I'm a smart guy. A growth mindset is different. It says talent and skill are developed over time through effort and through trial and error. And success reflects the effort put in. So someone who passes a test and has a growth mindset will say, well, of course I passed it. I worked really hard. I studied. I prepared well. So in all spheres of life, cultivating the right mindset can mean the difference between success and failure. So we use the example here. In the book, they talk about this example more, where they say a fixed mindset student assumes that the score is a direct reflection of his or her ability. But more damaging or more worrying long-term is that once the exams get too difficult, doesn't enjoy them and doesn't learn anymore. Because he says, well, if I take this exam and if I fail or if I don't do well, it means that I'm not smart, right? It's kind of the flip side of I did well because I'm smart. So this actually means that it's very difficult for them to progress, right? If at any point it threatens their kind of perception of themselves as being smart or talented or capable, then they're going to stop learning and stop growing. They're going to get scared and they're going to shrink away from the challenge. A growth mindset recognizes the challenge and embraces it. So a growth mindset person taking a test will recognize that passing the exam comes from prior effort. And when faced with a more difficult exam, they'll put in more preparation, more studying, and they'll rise to the challenge. So Dweck in the book has this great phrase, challenge and interest went hand in hand. That's for the growth mindset people, right? The more challenging it is, the more they rise to the challenge. With a fixed mindset, when there's a challenge, it might mean that you're wrong about yourself, you're not as smart as you think you are, so they shrink away from the challenge. So this is kind of a rhetorical question, which mindset will perform better long term? Well, obviously the growth mindset will perform better because when things get more difficult or when there are new skills to learn, etc., a growth mindset person throws himself into it. Now, a fixed mindset is a liability anywhere, right? Because it promotes this static view of yourself. I am a person with certain inborn talents and traits, and that's just who I am. It promotes, or it doesn't promote growth, right? There's a tendency just to sit on your laurels, never to develop, never to challenge yourself. A fixed mindset, though, is a huge liability in the markets because the markets are always changing. And by definition, we need to keep adapting and learning, right? I mean, I'm sure if it was Latin or Greek, right, where, it doesn't change, maybe a fixed mindset person could do well, right? They have a talent for languages and, it's never going to be too much of a challenge to learn it. But with markets, it's something new every day. It's always changing. You always have to keep learning and facing new challenges. So a fixed mindset is, pretty much professional failure in the markets. The other thing is that, your ego is going to be challenged every day in the markets because even if you're good at it, you're going to get things wrong, right? You're going to put on a trade and think, oh, that was dumb. You're going to put on a few trades and they're all going to lose. And even if you did everything right. So because you're bound to get it wrong on a trade, any hint of a fixed mindset where you associate, outcomes with your assessment of yourself depends on the outcome. If I get a few trades right, that means I'm a smart guy. If I get a few trades wrong, that means I'm a dumb guy. It's even more painful and it's going to be even more difficult to stomach as a person emotionally. So we need the growth mindset in the markets because we need the discipline and the resilience that it gives us. The resilience in the face of getting things wrong or losing money from time to time, and also we need the resilience of keeping going all the time because markets are always going to keep changing on us. And we need it both to survive, in terms of just treading water and not losing money and staying active in the markets. But in order to become the best trader possible, in order to become a champion in the markets, we need a growth mindset in order to develop.